Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of A Coffee Corner. Today is your episode 90. I thought about doing a topic about, I forgot what was that. I thought there's a psychological thing. Oh, yeah, right. I remembered. Sorry. So I thought about doing a topic about learned helpless. I don't know if you ever heard of it. If not, it's kind of associated with depression that when you know you can't achieve some effective results and you just give up before you even try it. And I read it. I was like, very interesting. I really want to talk about that. But again, I'm no expert at that. So it is very difficult for me to just pick a topic and start to do it. Especially your lazy bay that I kind of lost the momentum to prepare for things. That's why it is very difficult now for me to go deeper with just certain kind of topics. Anyway, so I just want to mention that because I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. And also, I want to say something about journaling. I don't know how many of you journal. I used to journal a lot, and I did definitely find that very helpful. And I stopped doing that. Stopped doing that for, of course, a few reasons. The first, I didn't have time for it. It's just hard for me to sit down, find a quiet moment, find a quiet corner to jot down my feelings, my thoughts, and other things. And when you journal, you definitely want to really, put yourself in an immersive environment. It's like I'm going to enjoy myself doing that. You don't want to feel like I have to do it. It's like a mission. It's like a task. You need to do it. It's not homework, right? So you don't want to feel that way. If you feel that way doing journaling, and then you're doing that wrong. I think so. Maybe not, but you're not going to enjoy it anyway. So that was my thought. The reason I wanted to mention about journaling is yesterday or the day before, I finally got some time to sit down and start to journal about my feelings, emotions, and thoughts. And you know me, I'm a definite overthinker. And then sometimes when I don't write things down, I start to kind of stew about it for a really long time till the point that I explode. And then I had to force myself again, not like I really force myself, but I had to force myself to sit down and really think about how I feel, how I think, about certain things, because I definitely noticed that my mood swings a lot, like really like a riding a roller coaster. I need to work on that. And I started to jot down a lot of things and realize why journaling is difficult. Why journaling is difficult? Yes. Because you have to really face yourself. You know what I mean? Some of the things that you maybe like, I have a dark side, and I just don't want to admit that. It's like you have yourself as a friend there, but then you have an evil you, and then you have a angel like you, but you don't want to face the evil you. You feel like, oh, I think I want to murder people. Not really, but then when you write down things, you have to face that dark side. And then you have to admit that, yeah, I do have the really bad thoughts. I do have some negative things that I never would want to mention it. Those are the things that makes journaling very difficult. And it actually did feel really good after I jot down a lot of things. So first thing I was saying there is about my communication problems. I definitely realized that I talked about this before about my mom, right? It is very hard to live with parents when you're an adult. You just a lot of things, right? You have your own mind, and your parents definitely still think you're a child, and then not like they want to control or manipulate you, but they definitely want you to follow their advice because they're giving you advice for your own good. Um, but you don't think so. And then, of course, then you will have arguments, you have conflict, and then that's when the argument can explode, can be leveled up. It's because how you say it. And then I was really writing down how I said a lot of things. It's like you add some of the filter words there. So for example, if you say, well, can you put something away? Let's say, can you put the plates away? Right? Because you see it, you feel like, ah, she never puts plates away. But if you say, hey, don't forget to put plates away. So first you already set the tone that she forgot. and then you're blaming her. She forgot to. Well, you didn't even know if she didn't see it or she actually really forgot about it or something. But if you say don't forget to do something, and then you already assume she's gonna forget, and then if she's a very sensitive person, she's gonna think like, "Well, I haven't even started, and now you're reminding me don't forget about things. So how dare you?" um, and the second thing is you're gonna say never or you always. So you never put things away. You always put stuff on the table, right? So always, never. Those are kind of things that you don't want. Words that you don't really want to uh, use if you want to have a peaceful conversation, because those are words that can make the tone feels like you are making accusation, right? You're accusing that person of not doing things or of doing such a things. And of course, when I listen to it, I feel like, why are you accusing me? You know, um, but then that's gonna really cause a problem if you really want to have an effective conversation with somebody. So I was jotting things down like that, and I realized that's how I talked to my mom for, and also that's how she talked to me as well. So we kind of have that feeling, and then my mom and I were both very sensitive. And then sometimes I say something I didn't mean it, and she would really take it personally and seriously. And again, she said something she didn't mean it, and I would be like, "Oh, why do you do that to me? You always do that to me." And I start to explode. And then sometimes when we are trying to use those words that very accusation like, is we we tend to kind of suppress ourselves. So we want to be like, I don't want to make a big fuss, it's not a big deal, just don't really mention it. But small things, when they accumulate, day by day, little by little, and eventually you're gonna reach this threshold and you're gonna explode. And that's me. So when I was trying to tell myself, like, oh, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, just leave it. Yeah, ignore that to the point I can. And eventually somebody pushed the trigger and then, right. So that's me. And I feel like if I notice that, so by writing down my thoughts and feelings, and of course you can say self-reflection, I start to realize if I can write down how I think at that right moment, maybe it's a way to vent it out. And then the thing for me is, as soon as I vent it out, and then I will just let go of it, and I will forget about it. If I keep thinking about it, I will never forget about that. And then, of course, thinking causes feeling, feeling causes thinking, and then you eventually going to be overthinking a lot of things, and then you start to either blame yourself or other people. So that's what I was like, hey, you know what? I should have done journaling more often. But of course, when I say that, I'm not going to do it. It's very challenging for me to find a time to do it. And I don't want people to ask, oh, what are you writing there? It is very hard when you are married and when you have family, and people are going to like, your partner can be like, oh, what are you doing there? It's like, oh, I'm journaling. Oh, what are you journaling about? It's not your business, but I hate when people ask. Anyway, so that is my challenge when I thought about that. Then I started to think about what I just mentioned, learned helpless. It's because I have an article, it's due like 3 months ago. I really had to I really had to finish that and get it done, but I just kept telling myself, "Oh, I didn't have a good sleep last night because my baby, and or oh, I didn't feel myself today because I was sleep deprived and I just didn't have an energy, or I got interrupted by something else." Right. So then I kept finding excuses for myself to not do the thing, to the point I just realized that maybe the reason I don't want to do it is just I know that I can't do it, or I don't know how to give the answer, how to respond to those reviewers, editors. I just can't find those kind of things, right? So that's why I kept telling myself, you know what? Instead of really trying hard to do it to get something that you're not going to get it, what if you just gave up, right? So, and then that's what I've been doing. And then I was, is there any psychological term or terminology about that kind of thing? Or maybe it's a psychological thing. And I went to Google it. And of course, there's a name for that. And it's learned helpless. It's when you work hard, but you're not going to get something you want and you give up to avoid. It's not like you're trying to avoid something, but you're more like you don't want your effort goes nothing. So that's basically what it is. I think. Yeah. Okay, same thing back to making videos. And I think I've got a lot of comments or messages. People are really trying to, people think, well, Bei, you're such a content creator, you should do better, you should get more attention, and you should get more likes. But one thing you need to improve is you need to do this and that. I've received a lot of those advice there, and I'm very, very grateful. And I feel like, wow, what on earth? I deserve that. All right, it's really what I was thinking. But again, back to learn helpless. I feel like even if so first of all, of course, I don't want to give up this kind of format of making videos. I know long videos are not popular. People don't have patience for that, and people, of course, have very, especially right now, and everything is so fast, and your attention span is not that long, and of course, you're not going to give me a lot of time to finish this video. I understand that. But then deep inside, I feel like I just want to do something that I like, right? So I feel motivated. And that's apparently something I really like. I enjoy. I want to do a podcast. But I'm doing a podcast in this style, in this format. So you really have to think about your audience. But I guess a small group of my audience really enjoys this, but most people probably don't, just because first, it's too long, second, it's English, third, it doesn't really have anything there. And then, of course, I've received the most comments about I should have subtitles, and I've been thinking about that. But the thing is, again, back to, I don't know if I want to put effort to make subtitles for the videos. What if I do and I don't get many views and likes? I'd rather to think, wow, you know what, my videos don't get views and likes because I don't have subtitles. But if I do have subtitles, then I'll get more. So as long as I don't do it, then I have that assumption, and then I can have the assumption to motivate myself that my content is really good. I just didn't do that right. But if I do it right and then I don't get a result, then I feel like, maybe not. So it has little to do with learn helpless. But what I want to say is I think making subtitles is not very sustainable for me. I can't. All right, I just really don't have that. And I know myself that if I put so many hours to make subtitles, I'm not gonna like it, and then I will stop it. If I know I can't do it, why do I want to start? Right, so that's something. But also, I did a couple of streamings this week, and then had a brief chat with everybody, not everybody, like a few people there about learning English. They also want to like have a perfect language to start to talk. But that's also what I was saying. Learn helpless is because you're not gonna reach perfect, and people are gonna judge you. Whatever you are putting there is just gonna get you little, and then you start to, what? Never mind. I'll just watch you do that. Right? How many of you are like this? Let me know. So that is something I was thinking, well, I can use that for myself, and then you can use that for yourself too. So start to think about that and start to journal and write down how you feel about everything, even just simple words, right? That would definitely help. And I can notice that after I jotted down my feelings, emotions, and reflection, everything there, I definitely felt a lot lighter today. Like I had a good mood. I was really doing a really good job about the streaming, and I answered a lot of questions. I was very happy to chat with everybody. And today with my mom, I was very happy chatting with her, and we had a really good conversation, and we did a lot of stuff. And now I'm recording a video. So I feel like, sometimes it really helps. Sometimes it may not, but you never know. So it doesn't hurt trying. So that's my suggestion. Anyway, so another thing is funny that some of you say, how can I become like you? You talk a lot. So I hope that's a good thing. Again, you have to think, you never compare yourself with someone you're like, you don't know when he started or when she started, right? So you have really different start point, and you don't want to compare yourself like, while I've been speaking, I've been really trying so hard to improve my accent and pronunciation for so many years. And right now you are seeing the result. You're not seeing my effort. You're seeing my result. And you're comparing your effort with my result. And that's not fair, right? That's really not fair for you. Same thing is if I'm going to compare myself with someone's daughter who has a lot of money, then I'm gonna be very jealous of her. Like how can she buy everything she wants? How can she afford that? How can she have a really good life? But that's not fair for me because I'm comparing myself with her. But probably should have compared myself with her parents, even grandparents, because that's how they started, right? I'm just starting. Same for you is you're just starting. So don't really compare yourself with somebody else. Compare yourself with yourself. I know it's easier said than done, but really try it. We're talking about a lot of things that it's easier said than done. There are three things, at least for me, that are easier said than done. And then you probably heard that so many times. It's first, be yourself. Second, be confident. Third, just do it. Let me know if I'm right about it. First, be yourself. Then you would ask, can you be more specific about be yourself? What do you mean by be yourself? I didn't realize that until actually recently. I think first you have to not care too much about what other people think, which is really difficult because we're social animals. We of course care like somewhat about other people, right? And you can't just say I'm really careless. And then if you are really careless, I think that might be a little bit dangerous, right? So how do you have the perfect balance between I care but I do not care too much? So you have to think about that. And that's when it comes to be yourself, be myself, is you have to find the perfect balance between I care but not too much. First, what I'm thinking about myself is when I care, it has to be like something I really, let's say, I used to care about what people say about my speaking, pronunciation, everything. I remember in the early stage, some of my videos received a couple of negative comments about how my intonation was weird, my accent was weird, or something like that, or I still make grammar mistakes. I mean, I'm still making grammar mistakes. I felt a little bit upset. I definitely felt very annoyed, and I felt like, oh, you don't know how much effort I put there. How dare you say that? And I felt offended, right? So that's part of saying like I feel like I'm not being myself because I don't want to admit that my language is not that good. But to now is because the more I do it, the better I get, and I know I can improve, and I know I make mistakes. So I admit that I'm very comfortable with myself, so I can just be myself. People make mistakes. I make mistakes. Even native speakers make mistakes. So what? And if you point out my mistakes, I'm very happy because I can learn from you. As soon as I kind of turn that switch on and I feel like I can be myself because I'm flawed, you know what I mean? And like I have mistakes, I have weaknesses. Everybody does. You just have to face yourself and admit that you're not perfect. Then you can be yourself. Right? That's first one. That's how I can think how to be specific about being yourself. Second one is be confident. I had a video about talking about being confident, and you have to know that it is okay that I'm not confident because everybody has the moment. I'm sure everybody has slightly moment, consciously, unconsciously. You're not confident at that moment for certain things. Right. So that's how I tell myself. But you want to become confident that you have to achieve something, like a solid something. You cannot just go there and say, I want to be confident. It's hard. If you can't do anything right, it's hard for you to be confident. Even though people tell you, are going to be confident doing it. Of course I can because I know I suck. Right? A lot of you there, you're afraid to speak English in public because you're not confident, because you doubt yourself, because you know you don't have a perfect language. So that is a whole thinking process makes you not confident, which is true, right? And it's hard because I know I'm not good. And now, of course, I'm not confident. If I were like you, I would be really confident. That's normal, right? You don't have to feel like, oh, I really have to work on. So, how do you be confident in that situation? Is you're gonna know that, you know what? Back to the first one, I do make mistakes. My language sucks, but I'm learning. If today so let's say today I can only say I love apples, but I can't explain why I love apples. That's fine. And of course, it's like, oh, I love apples is the only sentence I can't say today in English. My English sucks. Right, but tomorrow, because you study so hard, you notice that, oh, I can expand on that topic a little bit and I'll prepare myself. And tomorrow, maybe I'll explain why I love Apple so much. And then you can add one or two sentences, and then you'll be like, you know what? I can't believe I can explain why. And that's the confidence you have at that moment because you start to build your confidence a little by little, even just a small little thing there, right? If I keep saying that, don't be worried. You just start to speak. You just start to perform. You just start to present. You know what? Whatever you want me to give, whatever feedback you want me to give to you, I will give it to you. And if I give you positive feedback, I'm sure you feel good. When you feel good, you automatically have confidence. But you cannot just say, be confident. That doesn't help, right? And then, of course, it comes to the third thing is just do it. Oh, you just do it. I kept saying, you just do it. And then my student's like, I just don't know how. You can't just say, just do it. I think a lot of things, including procrastination, is because we can't be specific. When we're not specific, we don't know what to do. We just can't just do it because we just don't know, right? Wait, I don't know what I want. I want to practice my speaking. How? I don't know. Just do it. How? I don't know, right? So if you say, I want to practice my speaking, but I'm going to make a plan, right? I'm going to have steps toward practicing my speaking. Is first of all, if I'm a very introverted person, I want to, maybe today I'll start to record myself. But I hate myself in camera. How about I just record my voice? Right? That's one step closer to your practicing your speaking. And let's say you're like me, you're a slow learner. You really practice a lot for a really long time. Eventually, say, I want to try it today. That moment is called just do it, because you've accumulated a lot to the point you start to feel like I can do it. Then I'm going to do it. Then it becomes just do it. But you can't just say just do it. You could have a plan, right? When you are very specific about your plans, so you can start to pick up your own pace and you start to do things and you won't procrastinate. Hey, remember that. And I'm still procrastinating. And I definitely realized that because I don't have any plan for what I want to do. So I definitely need to make a plan. Anyway, so there's a lot to talk about those kind of things. And I don't want to make too much in this video, and you know how talkative I am. So I'm trying to make this video a little bit shorter so everybody can stay till the end. But you know what? I still enjoy how I do it. This is me. Be myself, right? So I hope you can be yourself, be confident, and just do it. So I'll see you next time. Bye.